What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video, and we have a very exciting video about David Alaba and his potential transfer to Liverpool. I have 10 reasons for you why Alaba would be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. So if you are excited about this video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to my channel, turn on the bell notifications so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all of you guys. Let me know what kind of football rated gifts did you get or give for Christmas in the comments below. And also in this video we will talk about Jurgen Klopp speaking out on the Salah speculation over Real Madrid and the Salah interview. Jurgen Klopp reacted to that extensively, so that will be in the second part of the video. And David Ornstein, who is working for The Athletic and he's a very trusted, reliable journalist, said this: Alaba will neither be signing a new contract at Bayern Munich, nor will he agree to be sold in the January transfer window, and that makes him a highly sought after agent, free agent in the summer. The Austrian's long-term preference was a transfer to Spain, but there is also said to be strong interest from the likes of Liverpool and both Manchester clubs. So it is very likely that Alaba will stay put at Bayern Munich until the summer when his contract expires, and then he will just pick from a whole host of big clubs who want to get David Alaba. And I think he's after big wages, that's why he is willing to run down his contract, and it's almost certain now that he will not stay at Bayern Munich. The contract extension is off the table. The Bayern sporting director said that. And let's look at the 10 reasons why David Alaba would be a great signing for Liverpool. So because Van Dijk and Joe Gomez are out for maybe even until the end of the season, but for a big chunk of the season, Alaba would provide an immediate solution in a variety of roles, because he can play centre back, he can play left back, he can even play right back, centre defensive midfield, left midfield, centre midfield. So he is a very versatile player. That's also another of his qualities, that one of the outstanding abilities Alaba has provided for Bayern Munich and Austria is that his ability to play a number of different positions to an elite level. For Bayern Munich, he operated as a centre-back most often, especially this season, but as a left-sided player that would allow him to fill in for Van Dijk, while for his country he has been a regular in central midfield. So for Austria he has been playing further forward. That is not to the limit of his powers though, as Alaba has been called upon at left-back on either side of the midfield, and Alaba even played as a number 10, and in every role he has been able to influence the game. The third big advantage would be that he has incredible experience. He spent more than 10 years at Bayern Munich. He won like 9 or 10 Bundesliga titles, 2 Champions League trophies, and countless other German Cups, German Super Cups as well. And Alaba is younger than Jordan Henderson, Van Dijk, Milner, Wijnaldum, Thiago, Matip, Firmino, Shaqiri and Sadio Mane, and by just over a week Mohamed Salah. So he's younger than like 9 players at Liverpool, and despite this he's getting close to 400 appearances for Bayern Munich, which includes 255 games in the Bundesliga and 85 in the Champions League. And he has also played for Austria, his country, 73 times, sometimes as a captain as well. And this experience is huge in my opinion. Alaba and also Thiago, that's the fourth reason, that the Thiago link up. Alaba and Thiago have played together on 184 occasions, the 10th most of any combination, throughout Alaba's career. In terms of minutes, Alaba and Thiago played together 13,280 minutes together, which is the 8th most in Alaba's career in terms of who he played with the most. They stuck up a strong bond together at their time, during their time at Bayern Munich, and this translated onto the pitch, where they were relied upon as two of Bayern Munich's club's finest operators in deeper positions. And also Alaba would represent fantastic value for money. Even if he wants high wages, he would be a free transfer. And just like Thiago, Alaba would serve as a major value for money signing. Bayern may be open to keeping him for the remainder of the season and allowing him to leave on a free transfer next summer. The right price could tempt them to sell early. So I think even though this report by Ornstein saying that Alaba will stay until the summer, it doesn't hurt if we go in and try and price him away from Bayern Munich right now for 5, maybe even 10 million. That would be a fantastic deal for David Alaba, and that would secure us 100%. Another reason for signing David Alaba is he's the right character. Every signing Liverpool make must not only reach the standard in terms of on-the-pitch performance, but also in terms of character. Klopp personally speaking to every potential signing before sanctioning a move. This quote from Bayern manager Hansi Flick suggests that Alaba is the right character. I would be really happy if he stays beyond this season. He's a fantastic player and a fantastic human being, and I want to emphasize that again because he's extremely important for the team on the pitch and off it. He embodies certain values and he's extremely popular with the team and fans. I would be really happy if he stays. Another potential benefit for Liverpool is he could be almost a brilliant replacement for Gini Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum is no closer to extending his contract. It is widely reported that he is likely to leave Liverpool. And Alaba, yes, he would initially come in as a centre-back, but his long-term role at Liverpool could be in midfield, where he could join Thiago, Fabinho, Henderson, Naby Keita, Curtis Jones as a regular option, and he could be the successor of James Milner. James Milner is like a jack of all trades, a jolly joker for Liverpool, where he can play almost every position. And David Alaba could fill this role. He could fill in at left back, he could fill in at centre back, at right back, at centre midfield, at left midfield, a number of roles, certainly reminiscent of James Milner. And Alaba would benefit the long-term plan at Liverpool as well, establishing a further strength in depth in the squad and transitioning beyond Wijnaldum and Milner will be a part of the long-term plan for Jurgen Klopp. Joel Matip and his injury problems and also his age is a concern for Liverpool, even though he signed a new deal at Liverpool until 2024. Alaba's arrival could serve as the next step for Liverpool as the squad continues to evolve. And Alaba is still world class. That's the 10th reason why Liverpool should sign David Alaba. Alaba is the caliber of player that Liverpool will need to continue signing to ensure that they stay at the top of English football and they can win multiple Champions League trophies. That is now the challenge for this Liverpool squad. They need to win multiple Premier League titles, multiple Champions Leagues, and you need world-class players if you want to do that. And Alaba is only 28. He still has a lot of legs, a lot of ground and a lot of space for him to grow and a lot of time ahead of him in his career. And he is arguably a step up from a number of first-choice starters within Jurgen Klopp's squad, and if he is willing to accept a similar role to Thiago, a key player but still part of a rotational unit, he would be a perfect addition for Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp would surely relish the chance to work with a player he will have grown to admire in the Bundesliga, and Alaba should relish the opportunity to play for Liverpool if it presents himself. So yeah, let me know, does that convince you that Alaba would be a great signing for Liverpool? It certainly convinced me, and I really hope that it did for you as well. And now let's talk about Jurgen Klopp speaking out on not captaining Mo Salah against Midtjylland and also not communicating that properly with Salah before the game. Now he has a small regret. I spoke to Salah after the Liverpool captaincy disappointment, but Origi was my big mistake, Jurgen Klopp said. And Jurgen Klopp said, I was captain for a long time during my career and I often thought what the heck of a job it was. There was not a lot of benefits, just a lot of work with all the things around it. So I don't feel the importance of being captain. Yes, we need one like Henderson, that's clear, but being captain for a game, I didn't realize how important that can be for players. In this world, we make a big fuss about everything, and I didn't realize it was that much of a story for Trent or whatever. The rule here is we have a players committee. Henderson wears the armband, and if he's not playing, then it's Millie, James Milner, and if those two are not playing, then it's Virgil van Dijk, and if all three of those are not playing, it's Virginie Wijnaldum. If they all cannot play, then it's usually the player who is longest at the club. And that was how I saw it in my understanding. So Trent Alexander-Arnold got the captaincy because he was the longest at the club professionally, not just his youth career. Somebody afterwards told me it would have been Divock Origi, but Divock was on loan and stuff like that. That was my fault. I didn't make it that complicated. It was just Trent is longest at the club, so he has the armband. But of course, I spoke to Mo Salah about it afterwards, Jurgen Klopp said. When I realized it didn't work out that well for him, I clarified it, and then they spoke about it again in the interview, which is not a problem for me. Yes, he was disappointed, but I didn't do it on purpose. I just did what I did, and if I made a mistake, then it was that Divock Origi was not the captain that day. When Mo Salah answered the question, it was just that these clubs might be interested, Real Madrid and Barcelona, and he wouldn't rule it out. Imagine if you ask any player in the world who isn't playing for Barcelona or Real Madrid, and you ask them, can you imagine playing for them one day? And they say, no, not for them, Spain is shit or whatever. So Jurgen Klopp said, oh my god, I love this guy, that he's uncensored basically in some interviews. Why would he say that? Jurgen Klopp continued. All Salah said is, we will see, and that's it. It's in the club's hands, and that's 100% true. It's about the future. It's really all fine. You obviously have not a lot to talk about, and that's why we make a long story about one interview. That's fine, but it doesn't make it more important to me. Mo Salah is a very important player for me, and obviously, but the story around Mo Salah isn't. The thing with footballers is they need to be extremely confident to play their best football. It's challenging, I would say, to manage all these players in a good way. That's my job. Being extremely confident footballer, yes, that makes you a special person and not always the easiest to deal with every day. That's the job. So far with Salah there was no problem, and I can't see any problems in the future. Mo Salah's motivation level is really high. He keeps himself in a sensational shape. He works incredibly hard around his sessions, first in and he's last out, that kind of stuff. There's nothing you can blame him for, to be honest. He knows exactly what he needs if he is to have a chance to break records. It's all fine. These kind of interviews which I heard now about, you make a lot of it, to be honest, it's fine, but on a daily basis we don't feel it. And Jurgen Klopp also said, why would Salah want to leave? We could all look for something else if we wanted to, but for me, the only reason to leave Liverpool at the moment is the weather. What other reason could there be? This is one of the biggest clubs in the world. We pay the money, maybe not the most in the world, but we pay good money. We have a sensational stadium with outstanding supporters all over the world. Our colors are red, which is the nicest color anyway. So where are the reasons? You cannot force people to stay. We never did, by the way. It's all about timing, the right moment. We make changes, we bring players in, and if a player wanted to go, then we wouldn't stand in the way. It's just I don't understand why they would want to leave Liverpool. And right now, I think Liverpool are in a better position than Real Madrid or Barcelona. We are a stronger club, a stronger team on the pitch and off the pitch as well. So I agree with Jurgen Klopp. Also, Fabinho said that the second Premier League title win for Liverpool would be even more special than the first. The first is, I think, the most special because of the 30-year wait. But I think winning a second title would be harder than the first one, especially now with the shorter season, with the injury crisis that Liverpool had. But let's see what Fabinho said. Yes, this Liverpool team will be remembered for how well we play, the quality of our football, and for winning the title. But to fight for the second title would put us further into football history. It would put us up there with teams in the Premier League that have won back-to-back titles, teams like Manchester City. It would put us on the high level and put us with the best teams in the history of the league, taking into account everything that has happened this year, the difficulties of no fans in the stadiums, the busy run of fixtures, injuries we have had. It all adds to making making the second title more special than the first one if we could do it. It will show that we have this constant desire at the club to be winners. And Fabinho also said this: when I came in I felt good and comfortable, and over time it's got easier. When Virgil got injured I expected to come in as centre back, but even the other players were joking. They were saying Fabinho is the defender is back, he's here. I was nervous at first, but I think I've grown into it. Virgil is the only player who you don't want or expect to be injured. Last season he played in all 38 league games. He's never tired, never injured, the one you can always rely on. He really is the leader, and when you lose someone of those qualities, it's a great shock. We were just shaking our heads at the time and didn't want to admit it was true. I remember hearing the news reports and hoping they were false. Immediately after his injury, he didn't say too much, but after a few games, he sent me a message congratulating me and saying I was playing well. That was great to hear. Now I just want to be able to watch his game and pick up things I should be doing, particularly the passes he makes. I would like to do that. He's the best in his position, so it's important that I look to his game, and I think Fabinho can't wait until Virgil is back, because he likes to play in midfield more than he likes playing at centre back. And Jurgen Klopp also said that James Milner is Liverpool's #1 penalty taker, but when he's not on the pitch, Salah is taking penalties, and I think Salah is also a good penalty taker, and he's the top scorer in the Premier League. So when Salah is on the pitch, I would give it to Salah just to keep him happy and to keep him scoring goals. Jurgen Klopp said Milner is the #1 penalty taker, but when James is not playing, then it's Mo Salah. When Millie is on the pitch, then he can decide. How it is always, sometimes you don't feel 1000%, or you think he has scored 2 already and this kind of stuff. That didn't change. We didn't speak about it for a long time. Most of the time, probably Milner was not on the pitch, but I think I remember at least once when Millie was on the pitch and he gave it to Mo Salah. For me, it is only important that the ball is in the back of the net after whichever player from my team takes a penalty. Milner gave us a pretty impressive number of penalties he finished off, and Mo as well. So that's for me both fine, and that's how it is in the moment. That's how the decision is. As a club, we have nothing to do with fans being at Anfield, and some teams are saying that Liverpool have an advantage. But Jurgen Klopp said it's not that we have any hand in the decision. It says something nice about the Liverpool people, probably. We had early bias testing 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe longer than that. I am not a specialist, so I don't know exactly how influential that was. How I said, I wish everybody could experience it. I don't see it as a massive advantage, it's just nicer. I understand that everybody else wants to have it in the best way possible, and if we have 2,000 and nobody else has 100 or whatever, then yes, I can imagine people will talk about that. From my point of view, long may it continue that we can keep people in the stadium, but with the new tier system it doesn't look very likely. There are still bigger problems out there, and as long as the deciders allow us to bring people in, I think that's a really good sign. And I think Jurgen Klopp hit the nail on the head. It's not Liverpool's fault that we have fans in the stadium, so I think the other teams should just forget talking about it. And Minamino also gave a very interesting interview. When we play at Anfield, I don't know the reason, but we always feel that we can win. I don't know why. The stadium always gives us power. It is very sad that we can't have more fans in the stadium. I hope they can come back to see our play as soon as possible. I'm looking forward to the games very much, because there are 2 games in a week. I will have more chances to play games, and I'm happy about it. We suffer a lot of injuries now, so a player like me needs to work harder for the team. I would like to prepare myself well and achieve a result if I am given a chance. And I think Minamino played really well against Crystal Palace for Liverpool, so I think that he will come in and do well again in the next few games. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.